Imagine being born into a wealthy family, living in Beverly Hills, one of the priciest zip codes in the world. Many might consider, okay, this is a jackpot, right? It'll guarantee a privileged upbringing and having an affluent lifestyle. But unfortunately, this is far from reality for the Menendez brothers. On the night of August 20th, 1989, Lyle and Eric just returned from watching the movie Batman. As soon as they opened the door into the house, what confronted them was the sight of their parents drenched in blood, brutally murdered by someone. Immediately, Lyle picked up his phone, dialed 911, and he was sobbing hysterically. Couldn't even get his words out. Someone shot and killed my parents.
Beverly Hills emergency.
Yes, please. Someone killed my parents.
Pardon me?
Let's talk about Jose Menendez. Jose Menendez was born to a rich family in Havana, Cuba, with two sisters, and his parents were celebrity athletes. His dad was a soccer player who also owned his accounting firm, and his mom was a swimmer who had been elected to the Cuba Sports Hall of Fame. But in 1959, due to a government ruling, the family lost everything. And just like that, he went from being the prince to pariah. And 1 year later, Jose left Cuba and moved to the United States. Jose Menendez, he was a very ambitious person. He's a go-getter. Whatever he sets his mind to, he's gonna get it. He was a high achiever. He also got accepted for the athletic scholarship, but that amount was not enough for him to apply and go to Ivy League universities. That's why he went to the Southern Illinois University, and that's also where he met his future wife, Mary Louise Anderson, aka Kitty. So we're just gonna call her Kitty in today's video. Now, Kitty, she was born on October 14th, 1941 in Oak Lawn, Illinois. Her dad was a veteran who also owned his air conditioning and heating company, and her mom worked at the airport before the marriage, but they later got divorced. And Kitty was also an alumni from the same school that Jose went to. She also participated and won Miss Oak Lawn Beauty Contest. That's how Jose saw this beautiful girl. He was like, okay, who is that beautiful girl? I'm gonna marry her one day. And one thing led to another. They started dating. By the time they decided to just tie the knot, surprisingly, both of their parents, they disagree of this marriage. Jose's parents didn't really like Kitty because Kitty was actually, in fact, 3 years older than Jose, and she came from a family of divorce. And Kitty's parents, they just wanted Kitty to marry to an American, not a foreigner. But despite all the disapproval from their parents, they still wanted to get married, with or without their blessings. So they eloped and got married in New York in 1964. That is also when Jose just got graduated, and like I said before, he was a very ambitious person. He's a go-getter. He's very hardworking. He even passed the CPA exam, which is the abbreviation of a certified public accountant, and he became a very successful businessman in just a couple of years. In all of his workplaces, he was often credited as being diligent or highly intelligent, but almost everybody who had worked with or under or had done business with him, they all described him as a person who's very obnoxious, ruthless, arrogant, abrasive. These are not some positive words to describe a person. He was widely disliked. There's a saying when describing a successful female leader: the sound of her stilettos hitting the floor can make people feel intimidated. He's the male version of that. He's like a shark. So if you ever rubbed him in the wrong way, if you accidentally put 1 extra cube of sugar in his coffee, he will fire you on the spot. Just like that. Well, I guess one cannot truly attain success without being somewhat ruthless or burning few bridges. right? He was that stereotypical businessman. Kitty, on the other hand, she was working as an elementary school teacher until their son, Lyle Menendez, was born. And by the time she gave birth to their second son, Eric, the whole family moved from New York City to California. So they were initially living in Calabasas, but later Jose bought a mansion in Beverly Hills. Okay, so both of the areas, Calabasas and Beverly Hills, they were all considered only the top echelons can live there. All the Hollywood famous celebrities that you know, athletes, successful business moguls, like influencers. And if somebody tells you that they live in Calabasas or Beverly Hills, you would know, okay, this person got their shit together. So the mansion in Beverly Hills, which people call it the murder house because that's where the murder took its place. That mansion had 6 bedrooms, a tennis court, and a swimming pool. It was once owned by Elton John and Prince. Allegedly, Jose bought the mansion for a whopping $4.8 million. And mind you, this is in the 70s. $4.8 million in the 70s. This is absolutely bonkers, okay? Now, the house had a hard time reselling it after the murder took place, as we expected, right? But surprisingly, bitch, why is my palette shattered? Oh my god. But surprisingly, the house was rented out to a Saudi prince at the time for $50,000 a month. I don't know why he did that. I mean, am I surprised? Not really. Because rich people are sick, you know, of all the houses that he can rent out in Beverly Hills. And it gotta be that murder house. It gotta be the Menendez house. I don't know why he did that because I'm pretty sure the money is not the issue for him. But he still did it. Despite of it all, it seems like his gesture increased the market price a little. So the house was sold for $3.6 million in 1991, and it was last sold for $3.7 million in 2001. And in 2023, I think, the house appeared on the market again for an estimated value of $5 million. And I don't know who the current owner is, but if I was the current owner, I would probably just prefer to stay anonymous.